So this is my reflection video on my showreel, which I filmed on the 14th of May 2024. For the performance side of things, me and my scene partner River worked really well together with learning lines and everything, and we also worked really well when it came to making decisions about certain things such as camera angles, how we're going to use the cameras, what kind of setup, and also compromising on ideas, sharing different ideas on how we could play the scene out and things like that. For my own performance, I definitely did better with eye contact because that is something that I put as I wasn't very good at on my skills audit when we did our last skill audit. So I think I've improved with maintaining eye contact because that is not something I'm very good at. And if I could improve on my performance, I would look into the accent that my character had and try to recreate the accent if I had more time, and just if I had more time really to put into that. But with trying to figure out costumes and makeup was a big part of our scene, and that was our main production thing to look into, was special effects makeup and things. So that was a big thing that we had to look into. So if I had more time and I had to look a little bit less at makeup for the production side, I think I would look more into the character's accent. For my voice, I think I did very well with the emotion I had to put into the performance, because obviously I'd never been in that character's shoes or anything, so I was trying to just base on what had already been played by the actress previously, and there was little to no physical movement in the piece, in the performance, but it was mainly just head movements, which I decided to do as look between River and the pill packet, because obviously my character used to be addicted, so still thinking that, like, the fact that she has been addicted and her past and stuff is still on her mind, and she's trying to help somebody else. So that was sort of like just where I was looking between. And eye contact, as I said, is something I've definitely improved with this performance, that I feel I've improved in this performance anyway. With our performance we had to be quite flexible, as we did have an original idea of a 3-camera setup, so one on me, one on River, and one on the pair of us in the middle. However, due to a change in circumstance, we had to go with just a iPhone camera being panned around, which worked very well as well, which we sorted out during our blocking meeting thing. And also we had to change the makeup ever so slightly to fit River's appearance in contrast to the original actor Mike Parr's appearance, which I've said more in a video about the makeup application process and how we did it, what products we used, the order of which we use the products and things like that. And we both had to be very patient during the makeup process, the line learning, and when we were discussing props and different types of set that we were going to use in costume, because trying to figure out what set to use, what different pieces of like props and stuff we could use to create the set in the TV studio was a big thing, because it was meant to be set in a kitchen. We had a table there, that was like our main like piece of set, and then we just thought, what little bits could we add to make it look a bit more like a kitchen than just us sat at a table in like a dark room, so then people know where we are. For the production side of things, lights, we kept the lighting very natural, as it's supposed to be like during the day, and that would obviously reflect the time of day and the setting as well. So the set was good. As I've previously mentioned, we had to choose very carefully what we used, and we just wanted to keep it simple, so we just had a tablecloth and 2 mugs in there, and it worked well when we were blocking, as we tried it with the table when we were blocking. It went even better when we added the props, and we did a run through with the props, as we'd never used them before. The first time we used them was on the day, so we had a run through before we filmed, and then that worked well. For costume, my costume worked quite well as I was trying to sort of imitate what the character of Rona wears, but I didn't really have very many options, so I just thought that green dress would work, so that's just what we used. For props, we had mugs, which worked very well, and we altered the positioning of one slightly so we could get the full makeup in of River's hand as well as her face. The pills were okay. They were nice to eat. But we had to keep tight hold of them and make sure that the crinkling of like the foil on the packet wouldn't pick up on the audio. But yeah, they worked very well. Makeup, I've done another video on this, so it'll be in a bit more detail, but the makeup worked very well as that was our prime focus when it came to production. It was special effects makeup, improving in that sort of department. And me and River reviewed after every application. We did it maybe once a week or once every couple of weeks, and we'd make a note of everything that we'd done and what worked well and what we'd keep and what we'd change and things like that. So like I think it was 1 week we said we'd keep the start of the application, like contour that half of the face so to get the dark and like area, and then latex, and then another time we were like, well, we need to add foundation before we put the scar wax on so it has something to blend into, and overall it worked quite well. So we'd review it every so often, and then we knew what we were doing in order to improve when we next did the application, so that worked very well, and that all led into our final showreel performance in the TV studio. Yeah, it went, so overall I think it went very well for the both of us. We both did really well. We tried our best, can't ask anything more. So yeah, that was our showreel performance.